welcome to another exciting live stream. I'm your host, Taladia Blaze, and we're going to be doing Snyder Fans Read Comics Justice League Old and New Enemies Rise. So, without further ado, let me bring on my co host. You guys know him as Comics League, I know him as Jared. Let's give him the welcome he deserves.
Hello there. It's good to be back.
It's good to be back after, what, 4 weeks?
4 weeks because of Suicide Squad. Man, time sure has flown by.
Yeah, it has flown by too quick, I think, too.
Yeah, exactly. So you ready to hop into this?
Give me a second. I'm
Okay.
just promoting things.
Well, in the
Real,
meantime, as you guys have remembered last time, the Justice League, this is kind of showing what's been happening in the 5 years since Volume 1 of Justice League Origin. It's basically the team is like growing closer as a team, but in this one, we'll start to see a little bit more of like what's been going on behind the scenes with the league and the government, and also we'll get to see some more. Some more. I have my own copy of Volume 2 open here. Oh, nice, nice, Pika. He's following along with us.
he's following along. Okay, so I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Let's
Okay,
talk about
then.
issue. What issue was it? Issue 8.
Issue 8. That is correct.
Justice League issue 8.
All right. So, yes, we do get Oliver Queen showing up, who looks a lot like Stephen Amell. Funny how that works.
Synergy.
Yeah, exactly. So, what we're seeing here is Steve Trevor, the most useless character in DC Comics, is being interviewed by the government. Because remember, he's the
Liaison.
liaison between mankind and the Justice League. He kind of does. We'll find out more later in this volume his reasons. And fun fact, it involves Diana, and it's one of the many reasons why I consider him a stalker. Yes, he does need to have a goatee. So we have Green Arrow going, "What the hell am I doing here?" as he runs.
Yeah.
And he's like taking fire from an unknown enemy. And he goes, "All right, you're playing with the gods now, Ollie." And then the Justice League show up. And then they fight. Basically, what happens is that we don't necessarily see the fight, but we know what happens. And basically, the whole thing about this is Green Arrow is constantly trying to join the Justice League. He's like, "Oh man, I'm trying to make up for like my mistakes that I made before it was Oliver Queen, and you know what? This could really, really help me." And it's it's kind of funny where they go. He even goes, "I helped," and you see like there's one arrow in Amazo's butt. He goes, "I contributed. I actually helped you guys out."
What does that remind you of?
What?
That reminds you of Green Lantern in Justice League War.
Yeah, kind of. Yes, exactly. And so they're all talking about Green Arrow, and it's kind of funny. Green Lantern goes, "If Batman, I'll tell you what, Arrow. If Batman sprains his ankle, we'll call you." And then he goes, "Totally lying. We wouldn't call him." And the Batman goes, "Thanks." And basically, what what the league says is like, "Thanks, but no thanks," and they just boom tube away. I even like how to push him away. Green Lantern creates a arrow construct to like push him away. Post-crisis, Green Arrow are friends, and here Hal's a jerk towards Oliver. Well, remember, they're not friends in this universe. They're not as close because the Justice League has just formed when this story is taking place. So it's not like they have these pre-existing friendships that would have to build. And then we have like the Justice League. So an Argus plane was like taken over by terrorists, and then the Justice League show up. Oh, it's taken over by the Court of Owls, as a matter of fact. If you can see the Talon, that's interesting. I
Yes.
forgot the Court of Owls show up in here. Wow, that's actually kind of cool. And the Justice League kicked the Court of Owls' ass. Superman hangs out with Wonder Woman for obvious reasons. And Green Arrow shows up again, and he's like, "Hey, fancy meeting you guys here." And then he helps them out again, and they're like, "We don't want your help." And then they even like lower him on a Green Lantern ball and just leave him in the middle of the desert. He goes, "You could have at least dropped me off at a bus stop." Hey, what's
What
up,
up,
Koj?
Coach? What's up, Coach?
And we appreciate the love.
We appreciate the support.
And then again, Green Arrow shows up again with the Justice League a week later, and Flash goes, "You're following us, aren't you?" And then Arrow goes, "Call me persistent." And it was kind of funny. So one of the reporters says, "Who is he?" I think he said his name is Persistent. And I'm like, "This is not going your way, Ollie." And then eventually Aquaman's like, "Just back off. We don't need you. We're done." And then Steve Trevor meets up with Oliver Queen and basically goes, "Look, I understand. I understand what you're going for." And even he goes, "Look, I need this because he said the league could do more if they had more of a social conscience, which this is very much consistent with Ollie's character because he's
Yeah,
very always been that more liberal leaning, socially leaning character. So he's kind of like they could use someone to bring them down to earth, even though they have Batman.
of
And
course.
eventually, Steve Trevor goes, "Hey, listen, dude, I may have a job for you." And then Ollie goes, "Okay, sign me up." That job will be revealed actually during this series after this volume, so we may not get to it. So you know what? I'll just tell you. So the
Yeah,
government has been forming. So in and it picks up after 12 for obvious reasons, but in the wake of Superman and Wonder Woman's relationship becoming public, we saw this in volume 1 of Superman Wonder Woman. The government creates a anti-Justice League called the Justice League of America. So they kind of take that title, made up of like Martian Manhunter, Stargirl, Simon Baz, Catwoman, um, who else? Hawkman, and it's basically intended to, if the Justice League turns evil, or if we ever have to contain the Justice League, we're gonna have the JLA attack them, and that's basically what that is. Hey, what's up, Tevia?
hey, Tevia.
Then we get this dope image. So what? So what's kind of cool is that they have a conversation about expanding the league. Yeah, yeah, got a full stream ahead after Throne of Atlantis happened. Yeah, that too. I'm saying after this, so like real. So actually, we may touch on it in volume 3. So we'll see. But in this, they basically talk about maybe we should like expand the league, and then they say that went very badly the last time we tried it. Then we get this dope image that I wish we got a book of the Justice League fighting Martian Manhunter.
It should have been a cover.
That could have been a dope ass cover. But yeah, so the idea is that the Justice League at one point tried to recruit Martian Manhunter, but it went badly. I don't remember what happened that caused. I think they touch on this. And what's kind of interesting is that and no one knows where he disappeared to, just that he disappeared. And he just says, "They're not prepared." And then we get like the next issue of Shazam, and it's essentially the movie. He shows up, he meets the family. Basically, the movie was basically this book because that technically was his team. I wish Martian Man joined the actual Justice League because it technically was his team. Not in this universe, Tavia. Remember, this is a rebooted universe. So really, up until this point, he had no team. So it's basic, pretty much the lines from Shazam are in this movie. We see the tiger and we see the Shazam wizard. And then we see like some more of the covers, the black and white Jim Lee cover.
Hmm.
I gotta say, anytime Jim Lee draws literally anything, it is gorgeous.
Of course, Jim Lee does great work.
And that's the end of issue 8. All in all, a pretty fun issue. I like how many times Green Arrow shows up, and then Flash is like, "You're not following us, are they?" He goes, "Call me persistent."
Yeah, it called me persistent. I find that funny
Mm-hmm.
in some way, shape, or form. But overall, I'll give you my thoughts on the book because honestly, I really think that it's an interesting book.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that this book has this comic, I should say, this issue it does have its up and it does have its down.
Mm-hmm.
The
Like,
down,
my down thing, real quick, is the art change is a little jarring.
yeah,
That's the problem with how many issues is it until Jim Lee comes back on the book? Hang on, I'll check that out because there are a few issues. So it's like Jim Lee, Jim Lee, Jim Lee, Jim Lee, some other artist, and then Jim Lee, Jim Lee. Okay, the next issue brings back Jim Lee, and then the plot gets really ramping up on the main plot of volume 2.
yes. But I really like the really downfall was for like the artwork definitely felt a little bit jarring, as you said, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, and I would also say the action. There wasn't much action in there, which
Mm-hmm.
felt. I just think they needed to be some action in Justice League, but
Yeah.
they never
And
really.
Pika sums up pretty well. Somewhat rushed filler issue. Yeah, like here's the thing. They could have salvaged this if they put in the scene, like a flashback showing what happened with Martian Manhunter. That would have been cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, which the filler issues really feel like they go nowhere. Yeah, exactly. That's my one issue. Luckily, we're done with the filler issues. The rest of it, it really picks up.
yeah, which I'm looking forward to, by the way.
Yeah,
Like
you're gonna dig it. You're gonna dig it.
I'm looking forward to
And
uh, uh
and remind me, we're stopping covering Justice League after volume 2, right?
after, so we're not covering the bad books.
No, but I'm saying in terms of like of covering this series before we transition to like Batgirl, something like that. We're stopping at JL 12, right?
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure.
I think that was the plan. Only reason why I'm I'll talk actually I'll talk to you about this off stream,
Yeah,
but all in all, really fun, and I like the Shazam issue because remember, Shazam didn't exactly have his own book; he had the backups, which still is pretty cool. And they even collected the backups in its own trade, so you still get the trade. And Tevia says also, it kind of makes me say it took a very long time for for Shazam to finally get a book because frankly his origin story went nowhere. Well, it builds up to Trinity War later in Justice League, so it doesn't go nowhere. It doesn't necessarily go nowhere. It's just they probably didn't have a lot of space. I wish they had done a Shazam book at the same time. It would have explained it a little better.
yeah, for sure. I hmm, I'm just thinking of something. I was gonna say what also like felt interesting to me was the way Oliver Queen looks in this design with the goggles instead of a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has like um lead in it or whatever. Like so you know in the Flash when the Flash has his yellow eyes thing come down in the
Yeah.
Flash suit. So so I'm just like that. It's kind of weird seeing Oliver Queen
Mm-hmm.
like that. Randy, welcome.
What I like about Superman being with Wonder Woman is he acts more like Superman, not Super. Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's why this works.
You are got a good taste in ships, my young friend.
Excellent taste. I created my own ship.
Yeah, Zois.
Zois, General Zod, and Lois, because that's a pairing of two very compatible characters. Both are villains.
Yeah, Zois.
I'm gonna
Zois
tweet
for the
that
win.
today and see what happens.
Yeah, we should make that trend. Zois for the win.
Oh, the one that I want to make trend is cancel Lois Lane. That's for sure.
Tavia, of course we know why.
Of course, yeah. When you think about it, they could make John Kent actually Zod's kid.
Yeah, and that'd be a more of an interesting character arc. Just
Yeah, there
saying.
you go. There you go. There you go.
But back to the issue though, I really think that the issue, what really found interesting is them trying to recruit Martian Manhunter over Green Arrow. I would have loved to have seen Hawkman or Hawkgirl in the issue, but we never got that.
Hmm. Yeah, I know, but again, he comes in volume. He actually comes in volume 3 of Justice League. Jared, don't go too deep into the Ron the Death Eater path. It won't look good on you. Hey, yeah, exactly. Hey,
Hey
what's up,
Ruth.
Ruth?
Hey Ruth. How you doing? Welcome to welcome to the madness.
Yeah, we're back. We're talking about my newest ship, which is Wonder Woman, which is Zod and Lois Lane. That's great. I
You
love that
almost
one.
skipped up. You
I
almost
almost,
skipped.
I could have salvaged and just go, and just gone Wonder Woman and Superman, but there you go. I wish we had Hawkgirl in this just. Well, again, she wasn't there at the beginning. This is the Justice League team that was there when Darkseid invade. That's the way most team ups happen. It's
Yeah.
who happened to be around here.
But I wanted to ask you because you've read these issues and whatnot. What month and year did it take place? Like year one, year two? What
Oh,
month?
what, like in the timeline?
Yeah,
It doesn't really say. It just basically says it's like during those 5 years. It's just basically transitioning from vo- volume 2 to volume 1 to volume 2 in that sense. Well, Tavia, he was asking what year in the DC timeline is it taking place. We understand it came out in 2011.
yeah. Um, but the reason why I asked because it's very interesting, right? Because we see obviously Justice League will play out, but now we're into like the expanding the Justice League.
Hmm.
But I never thought we would get the Court of Owls in this so soon.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. Which, fun fact, so the way that the DC timeline works, Justice League in the timeline is the most recent book. So to use Spaceballs terms, everything happening now is happening in the Justice League book. Everything
Yeah,
else takes place before the Justice League book. So it's like the Court of Owls has happened because the Batman book has happened.
yes. So it's I wonder though, how long before the Court of Owls does this take place from the Court of Owls book?
I have no idea. No idea.
It's a good question though, isn't it?
It's a good question. Definitely a good question, or somewhere around it. Yeah, it's a good question because we know Court of Owls has happened because they reference the Court of Owls as if one of them, ideally Batman, has encountered them before. So it would have to be before at least it have to be after Batman Volume 1.
Okay. So what are we on? We're on the 20-minute mark. Guys, if you have got your gifting sessions on, make sure
Ooh.
you have your gifting settings on because I am going to be giving away 5 gifting memberships. So it's free of charge for a month. So make sure you have your gifting membership set. So I'm going to give it away right now.
Here we go.
Here we go. Let's see who we got. Bats, Casual Gamer, Cage, Grinfield, and Michael Afton. Congratulations on getting a gifted membership to the Taladia Plays Club. So,
All right.
all right, so that's pretty cool. You guys got gifted membership. Now I'll do the next 5 lot at the end of the stream. So, anyway, um, back to the comic, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I wanted to ask you
Yeah.
how how Green Lantern acts makes him look like a douchebag.
That's just Hal Jordan in this universe. Did you see him in Volume 1?
Obviously, I've seen him in Volume One. Of course, I know that. But
Well,
I mean, like,
yeah, but here's what you have to understand, though, is that the Justice League is still a tight knit team, and then all of a sudden you have this other guy going, "I want to join you," and he goes, "No."
you're not picked on the team.
It's a lot. Is the game pusher, and Jared is the comic pusher. Protect your wallets. Thanks, Master Sergeant. That's good. I love
That's
that.
good. I like that. I like that.
There's one more. There's a moment in Volume 2 that we're coming up to that is my favorite Wonder Woman line ever. I've said it a few times on other streams, but it's gonna be really fun. I love it,
Uh,
but it's Hal Jordan. It's Hal Jordan. He's always kind of a d bag.
got uh, also it's also a character arc.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay, interesting, Pika. Obviously, I'm very excited. Obviously, for the next issue, can you tease us for the next issue, Jared, with a panel?
A panel. Okay, let's see what I can do.
A panel or a page from the
Let me
comic
pick. Let me pick a good one. Let me pick a good one.
for the next issue because I think it's really cool that we.
Oh, it references Flashpoint. That's
All
all
right,
I'm gonna say.
you're not gonna show it.
No, because that would give it away.
It references Flashpoint.
It
Huh?
references Flashpoint. I can't tell you exactly.
It
And we're
has to
also
be.
and we're
It
also
has to
kind of
be that
find
then.
out what happened. Oh, I got it. Here's a pairing that you never. I'll tease you with a little page.
Yes. Tease us.
Superman versus the inmates of Arkham frickin' Asylum.
What?
Yes,
That's no contest.
it's dope, isn't it? Because look at the way the light shows around the heat vision. And again, Jim Lee isn't that Injustice? No, but in this, it's main continuity, Tevia. Tevia says, wait a second, I just realized something. How does Batman's history even work for the Justice League book? Because it really feels like they don't connect at all. Well, remember, Batman was a character, was like Batman before he even joined the Justice League. So a lot of Batman stuff could happen pre that. And
Pre
plus,
Justice League. Yeah.
remember, like I said before, the Justice League is relatively the most recent DC book. I think Guy Gardner. Oh, Guy Gardner is a bigger D bag, but I'm just saying in reference to this, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, I think that's a good way we could. What would you rate the book?
Probably 8 out of 10. It's still fun, but
Yeah.
because of the like criticisms we have, I'll take off 2 points. I mean that picture's out. Yeah, it's Jim Lee, but it's Jim Lee.
It's Jim Lee.
Current like president and chief creative officer of DC, Jim Lee.
Yes.
Sure, but Guy Gardner's still a fun kid. So is Hal Jordan. Batman was leading with the 0 year wearing the purple gloves. Yeah, exactly.
So here's what I wanted. So like I said, what would you give this issue?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
How about you?
About a 7.5 uh out of 10. It did have its ups and it did have its downs. And the downs obviously the drawing moments, but the up bits is like seeing Green Lantern being a douche to Green Arrow, and trying to Green Arrow say, "Hey, pick me," for the
That was
Justice
so
League.
good. I remember laughing when I read that.
It's like so that was pretty funny, and I like the fact that we get to see the Court of Owls. So that's a bonus. That gives it a bonus point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's a 7.5.
Yeah,
Uh,
it makes the overall universe feel connected, and that's the good thing.
yeah, this is what DC needs to be doing. Uh, Alex Sinclair did the coloring.
Yeah. So Jim Lee did the pencils, Scott Williams did the inks, and then Alex Sinclair did the coloring. Wait, the Court of Owls were in this run. Yeah, they're in a panel. They're on like a page when like they're breaking into the plane, and then the Court of Owls show up.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But still. So so shall we switch gears? I think it's a good way to
Yep, let's
switch.
do it.
All right. Next thing is a general discussion.
Two
And
things happened this week that are really big.
yes. So before we think, let me get the banner up.
Yep.
Where is it?
Dealer's choice on which topic we discuss first. Both of them are. One is massive.
All right. Where's the banner? Uh, I'll have to pick one.
I just pick
Hold on.
one. Yeah, exactly.
Hold on. Yeah. All right. I have the banner saved. DSJL in IMAX.
So, context. What happened? I mean, the only comment to get 10 out of 10 from you both is what they blow up. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Ruth. So I saw this yesterday, and this, I would say, reliable source, and others on Twitter have called this individual reliable source, have indicated that Warner Brothers is considering releasing a physical media version of the Justice's Gray edition of Zack Snyder's Justice League. And by the way, the account is physical media president. And it says Warner Brothers is considering a IMAX release of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, here's the thing about this. Here's why.
Yes.
Okay. So they now have a metric for, they can use this as an opportunity, because if the Snyder Cut is released in IMAX and it does very good numbers, it doesn't have to make $1 billion. It doesn't have to make $1 billion. It just has to make, like, well, let me put it this way. If it outperforms every DC movie that has come out, sure, the Joker. And I mean, I don't want to conjecture yet on how much it could make. We'll talk about that on Under Two Capes when we record tomorrow, and then it comes out on Friday. But the point is, if it does well, I could see them saying, okay, we have a metric, an objective metric, because the thing about streaming numbers is that they are somewhat reliable. So that, I mean, unreliable. So yes, exactly. I'm going to be there. That'll be my 20th time watching the movie. I got to catch up. But you can't tell me that Zaslav is not going to be like, okay, so we have an audience that wants this. Why don't we also continue this on like Netflix or Max, or do the point is, finish the storyline. There's obviously people that want to do this. Plus, with Manganiello saying that they were considering doing a Deathstroke comic for that's basically his script, they could do what I said they should do: complete the Justice League story, do the other movies like Man of Steel 2 and Batman and Deathstroke as comics. Then you're good to go. But according to Twitter, no one likes the Snyder Cut. Yeah, I know. Isn't that interesting? Master said the Alamo Draft has specialized in presenting older movies and special movies like ZSGL. I don't understand why that never happened. Yeah, exactly. Well, Master Sergeant, I got 2 words for you of why that didn't happen. Warner Brothers. Need I say more?
Wait. If it does happen,
actually, you should have that clip. Do you? Do you?
You play it.
All right.
Yeah, second Warner Brothers.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, if the IMAX comes out and it's big, which I've heard that this movie is gorgeous in IMAX for like Dave the Film Junkie and freaking Nicotina that got to see it in IMAX, you can't tell me there's not a scenario where they say, let's find some way to wrap this up.
You know what? I'm still jealous of Freya. She got to see it in IMAX.
And she got to hang out with Zack Snyder. I'm like, yeah, rub it in right, don't you? If Twitter basically loses in this movie, does make its money back literally in theaters, it'll be a big blow to WB ego. Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't that be hilarious though if it comes out and does very well? Then we can go to the holy trinity of BS, as I call those 3 individuals that Warner Brothers that were anti-Snyder, but I'm not going to say their name because why'd you say that name? It would be so great to tell them, this is why you failed. You could have had this. Pika says it's a shame now that that Philly doesn't have any IMAX theaters. The best we can do is iSense theaters. Well, I think I pick and like I those I things technically count. I don't. I'm not sure if
We
the
have an IMAX in the
Mhm.
UK, so we can go to that.
Yeah, unskippable ad, two unskippable ads. Oh, okay. But again, this is big, and even Nick was saying this before, and he says you could release this as an IMAX special event movie, and there you go. Because here is the thing. This gives, like I said before, Warner Brothers an objective measurement beyond streaming numbers. Because again, different sources will have different streaming numbers. So this is more like, no, we released in these theaters and made this much money. We're done. So if, again, they have a thing and they could say, hey, we actually made a decent amount of money on this, on a 4-hour movie, mind you. Why don't we just complete this in some way, maybe as a series on Max or on Netflix? Again, sells the SJL to Netflix, obviously, as you can see below.
It says it there.
You could just do that and just be done with it. Because when you think about it, the sooner you complete the Snyderverse, the sooner those restore the Snyderverse, sell to Netflix tweets go away. That's it.
Agreed.
That's not. That's it. That's the way it's gonna work.
But now the question is, how how are they gonna how are they gonna promote this stuff, knowing that they're almost bankrupt? Hey, what's up, Najee?
Hey, what's up, Najee? Yeah. So, because the thing about it is that WB here's why I think they're considering this.
Go on.
They saw the backlash they got from Batgirl and Looney Tunes, and they're probably like, we need a PR win. Plus, objectively, ZSJL did good numbers. It didn't get a theatrical run. Let's try this out. Let's see what happens, because they have a thing that in the external media, anything with Zack Snyder's name on it does very well. So let's do this. Let's try it out. Tevia says if it does make his money, yeah, exactly, an animated movie or even live action. Honestly, this could open the door to live action.
Yeah,
because WB will say, because you have the freaking Elseworlds label that you keep touting, but you keep abusing. But Randy says, I guess this goes to show that nostalgia crowd don't know how to read the room, or they don't care. They don't care, Randy. Honestly, they do not care. And anyone that tells you anyone that tells you they're a Superman fan but sends death threats to people ain't a Superman fan. I'm just going to tell you that right there. WB could be testing the ice the stick with Z. Yeah, exactly. They're probably because they've been doing this for a while, because if you notice, as when James Gunn announced his movies, and by the way, this doesn't necessarily mean that, like, if ZSJL does well, then that means goodbye to James Gunn. It just means we could get the other stuff too. And even James Gunn, to his credit, this is the one time I'll give James Gunn credit. People were blasting Zack Snyder fans when his version of Suicide Squad came out, and Gunn goes, the majority of them have been very kind. They just want to see more of Zack's movies. There you go. That's fine. So, plus, again, with all of the stuff that happened with Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, and all that, this would be a win, a PR win for not only James Gunn, but also for WB. And WB needs a PR win.
Yeah, WB needs a PR win right now. They cannot leave it like this in limbo.
Nope. Because here's the thing. Unfortunately, every time James Gunn tweets, it doesn't go well.
It damages the brand.
Yeah, it does. Which raises the question: does this mean for James Gunn's DC? No. It doesn't mean this. Doesn't mean that the universe is canceled. What this means that everyone gets what they want, because this is what DC should have been doing from the very beginning, doing what they want to do with the reboot, but also completing the storyline, because that way everyone gets what they want. And you have the multiverse, so you have this was what astounds me about how WB has severely dropped the ball when it comes to DC. You have a narrative reason to have different versions of these characters. And you can't tell me that the audience is stupid enough to not tell that like Henry Cavill's Superman is different than Tyler Hoechlin. They figured that out really quick.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. The movie, this movie does succeed. The means you can bring back all the rest of stuff. That too. On being, there's another merger, sell to a different company.
We'll be talking about that after. We're going to
yeah.
be talking about that
Yeah.
after this.
Yeah. But so Taladia, let me ask you this: what do you think about the possible streaming on the ZSJL possibly coming to IMAX?
Well, if it's worldwide, I'm going to see it in IMAX.
It probably will be because they didn't say limited IMAX release. They just said IMAX. It could turn into limited, but the point is, all we know is that it could come to IMAX.
But knowing Warner Brothers, they'll keep it limited. Knowing them.
Don't be so sure, because this company. Here's why I'm saying this. This company needs money, dude.
But you know what Warner Brothers are like. Come on, we all know what they're like.
I want to refute Taladia, but I really can't because this company is the biggest like pain in my ass ever.
And you know right. I'm right.
You are 100% right. I can't refute that.
Exactly. You know, your boy is right.
Yeah, Taladia is right, but it's. Najee also asked, what are your thoughts on what happens to DC Comics animation stuff? We'll talk about that later as well, as I believe.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that later. We're going to be talking about that after we talk about the merger thing, but we're sticking to ZSL in IMAX currently. Jared.
The point is, I'm going to see it. I will find an IMAX theater near me and I will go to this.
How many times are you going to go see it?
This will be my 20th time, hopefully, because I'm on.
No, I'm asking.
Wait. I'm on 15. I can watch it 5 more times until then.
I'm talking about in IMAX. How many times are you gonna?
Oh, probably just do it once.
You're gonna watch it once.
Experience.
You
just
disappoint
I have the experience. Maybe twice.
You disappoint me, Jared.
Maybe twice because I'll go with Lad, I'll go with Tyler, and then I'll go with my mom because she's a big Zack Snyder fan. So we'll go for that.
You disappoint me. I would just thought maybe go for 5 times.
I can't afford to go for 5 times, dude.
Hey, it makes money. Just saying.
That's true. I probably should, but I don't know. But it's really interesting. But people do strange things when they're desperate. Yeah, exactly. I know. And Randy's right. That's why I think they're gonna do it wide release because if you need money, which Warner Brothers needs money, why are you gonna limit potential cash flow?
Yes. It's gonna be interesting. So shall we? It's a good way to segue into WBD. So where's your thing? Transit?
Oh, good.
All right. So where is it? WBD sale. WBD sale.
Surprising no one.
Surprising no one.
Because I believe it's this year or next year. I believe it said this year that this is the year that Warner Brothers can entertain like offers to sell, and the belief on the lot of Warner Brothers is that it's going to be Paramount or Universal, which would be cool because we can get a Universal DC world.
Yes. So, unlike it being another merger, it could mean a lot of things.
That's where it could be they severely limit the DCU or tell them we only want Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. We don't want the D-listers.
Yeah. And by the way, Ruth, April 23rd is for when the Crisis on Infinite Earth Part 2 film releases.
Which I'm happy because apparently Wonder Woman's mother, Hippolyta, shows up.
Yes.
We could see the mother-in-law. Because if you don't know, Superman and Wonder Woman of Earth 2 are
And then
together.
make a fan. You can make a fan edit.
I can add that to a fan edit. Are you? You're damn right. I'm gonna do that.
But still, back to the WBD sale. I think the biggest opportunity is Zaslav just selling off the company. I think selling off everything, gaming,
Mhm.
animation, video games, everything is being sold off.
Yeah, 100%. They'll just wholesale sell it off and be done with it. But and now again, what I could see this happen, and now this doesn't necessarily automatically mean that the DCU is canceled, because they could just buy it and go, you know what, you have a plan, let's just go with that. However, it could also be that they have them severely tweak the plan, like we won't get booster gold, we won't get like, obviously we'll already have creature commandos, but they'll tell them severely like change this so we have Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Like I don't think we would have Paradise Lost as a prequel. I think they would just make it a Wonder Woman show.
Yes.
Najee asks, what about like a Cartoon Network? How many projects are in the works or canceled? Do you have a question about that? I think in terms of cartoon, like we said, it'll all probably be sold off. What do you mean about the projects in the works or canceled? I don't know what you mean by that. And Taladia's frozen. It's all good. Internet issues, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just let Taladia know that he froze. There you go. But generally, I could really. The thing about this, it's a complicated situation, and in a way, like Tevye said, with again, we are in the same position that we were in a couple of years ago, I believe, and it could go one of two ways. It could go the way of, again, it could end up canceling it, or they could just tweak it, or they could just throw it out. Because here's the thing you guys have to understand about mergers. Typically what happens is if you go into a merger, the old management rarely stays. Plus, you could say James Gunn's DC movies have flopped. His DC projects didn't do as well as Warner Brothers thinks they did. So they could just tell them, okay, you know what? You're done. You shouldn't have been appointed because you consistently didn't bring numbers. So sorry, but you're done. Oh, I guess it's just me. Okay. But I guess Taladi has to restart his internet. But in the meantime, actually, do you guys have any questions about the possible merger and stuff, and what this could mean for DC? Go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I'll answer them. Let me know. But all in all, I think it's kind of weird. A Gumball movie and TV shows also been also Cartoon Network stuff and all stuff. What could look like? I might get a Gwen 10 specimen. I don't think. No, see, here's the thing. Animation is severely like being limited industry wide, so I don't see them expanding with all those projects. Najee. Ruth says, Jared, do you think if they realize how much money they can make at the IMAX, my prompt? Yes. Okay, so here's what I think is going to happen. Going back to the ZSJL on IMAX, if that does well, one of two things is going to happen. If that does really well, number one, they'll do something to wrap up the story. I think live action. Honestly, I think this would open the door to live action because the actors will come back for Zach 100%. What this could also do is they'll re-release like other films, like maybe the Suicide. They could do David Ayer's Suicide Squad on IMAX and do it that way. This could lead to, and by Taladi has updated that it was a computer crash. All right, so we'll go. So we'll hang out. but it could lead, yeah, exactly, Ruth. It could lead to more of this stuff going forward. The number one thing that this opens the door to is the Snyderverse continuing, because they may even say, okay, there's an audience here. Let's license it to Netflix or just continue it in house, and we're good to go. We're done. That way, they can literally close the door on that chapter and then just say, okay, we gave you what you wanted. We completed. Now, you may be wondering, what about like Man of Steel 2, the Batfleck movie, the Deathstroke movie? What they could do with those is do those as graphic novels. In other words, release those have those movie scripts turned into like comic book scripts. Get like solid writers and artists on them. Release them as comic books, and then you can put them in a big ass great omnibus in it, and then there you go. You complete those stories that way. Because on all likelihood, in the event that we do get a conclusion to Snyder's movies, it's only going to be the Justice League movies. I don't anticipate them going in the direction of going, no, everything's coming back. Again, realistically, it'll just be the Justice League movies. Ruth says, I agree. It really opens this up so many opportunities. I need more to look forward to. Well, yeah, exactly. We all need more to look forward to, Ruth. Oh, and look who got back.
Yes, sorry about that. I had internet crash.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was saying before, we were rudely,
Very rudely interrupted by the internet. In the band time for a
yeah,
franchise for the birthday.
it's not happening.
Najee, here's what you have to understand. The animation global in all of the companies are being slashed, particularly at Warner Brothers, because they don't see this as a priority. They really don't. And that's sad. But they're not going to invest more in Cartoon Network, particularly when they can outsource this to like Crunchyroll and all that stuff. That's not happening. But anyway, Taladia, what were you going to add while I was entertaining these fun folks?
Well, I was gonna say that the whole Cartoon Network deal is like it's never gonna come back the way you
Mm-hmm.
want it to be.
Yeah, because Cartoon Network was never that profitable for Warner Brothers, so they're not going to invest in that. And if it's not profitable for Warner Brothers, chances are it's not going to be profitable for the other groups.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he froze again. Okay. Sorry about this, folks. For some reason, Taladia's internet decided to take a vacation. So, all
At
right.
the
Okay. Now he's back. Taladia, are you there? Can you hear me? Taladia, are you still alive? What's going to happen to video games? And I can't wait for the future of WB games. Gaming is an interesting question. I wish Taladia was back because he could testify to this more. But, I mean, Randy says, I am hoping that if there's a sell, that the new owners will hire a creative team that will explore other options instead of the same old stuff when it comes. Yeah. I think what they should do is no, they could still have James Gunn involved, like have him be like on the creative team for their DC universe, but don't have him lead the studio. It's not going to work.
Yeah. So what's gonna happen to video games?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically what's gonna happen is Warner Brothers is gonna it's gonna set up that. That's why I think it's gonna set up the gaming space. I'm hoping if the sell new owners will hire creative, they will explore. Okay. I'm curious what this means for animation. We kind of discussed the animation stuff. We'll talk about the Batman Beyond stuff in a minute. Um, Ruth has got a question for you, Jared.
Jared, how curious? How much are movie tickets where I am? It depends. What I typically do is I have a Cinemark membership, which means that at a certain amount of my tickets are free. So, but generally it's like $10, $11. And then what really like like drives up the prices like snacks and stuff. And every time I go and get like I go to like a DC movie, I get a T-shirt. That's how I have like my black Adam shirt. But anyway, so I'm actually looking up right now, like
Yeah.
on average, how much the tickets are at Cinemark, just so I can answer the question. So roughly, yeah, 12.50 plus. I have a discount because I'm a member, so it's a little less than $13. The same for us. Yeah, kind of. So
Oh,
there you go.
Joe Manganiello tweeted out something.
Oh yeah, he tweeted out the explanation. I think he was saying that like what he said was Jim and James, Jim Lee and James Gunn are my close friends and respected legends. He says in their industries and have always been supporting me. The character is part of another universe in a movie that was never made. Okay, this all happened years ago. We've all moved on. So he probably just said, yeah, it's done. They could still do a comic, so it's not like anything really changed.
Okay, interesting. Uh, Drew says it's the same press for us UK people. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it is. So, shall we move on to the animation stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the banner? There it is. Uh, Animation in DC. The Batman Beyond movie.
Oh God, what a wasted opportunity!
What a waste.
Because they Warner Brothers have said for years they want to compete with Spider Verse, and you left out Batman Beyond. That's your Spider Verse, particularly
Yes.
with the concept art. And I'm like, ah.
They had Ink as the villain.
To quote director Krennic from Rogue One, we were on the verge of greatness. As a matter of fact, here, I pulled up the concept art for you. Like,
Thank you.
look at this.
Put up on full screen. I'll
Yeah,
get rid
yeah,
of the banner.
I'll do this here. Look at this.
Look at that logo.
I know. We could have had this from the guys that did Spider-Verse. And they decided, nah. And I'm like, you idiots. Yes, I want this movie too, Tavia. These Warner Brothers are freaking morons for passing this up. What is wrong with this company? Please give me that WB. I know. That could also be resurrected by the new management. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I can't wait for Batman Cape Crusader TV show on Amazon. That's a big if it's
That's
still
a big if
happening.
that happens because
5 tickets to be exact with nothing to undermine. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Um, shall we talk about the Suicide Squad kill the Justice League and then we'll wrap up after that?
Sure.
So Suicide Squad kill the Justice League got the latest patch.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently they fixed a whole bunch of bugs in the game. Now I want to hear from the chat. Anyone still playing the game? You're still playing it?
I'm still playing it. Of course, I'm still playing it. It's fun as
I've
hell.
I've dropped off a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Traitor.
Trader Naji says he's been playing it. Okay, cool. Uh, uh, Yahtzee's review on Suicide Squad came out today.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who that is, but okay.
I don't know who that is.
Wait, DC had another missed opportunity? I'm shocked. I know, Rand. I know, Randy.
I
I
know, Randy.
100% know that. That's 100% true. That's the truest statement. Which is why I've said, guess what? WB does not deserve DC. They have routinely dropped the ball. They do not deserve the DC brand.
For decades.
For this
Decades.
is not even. This is before even Zack Snyder got involved. And they dare to call themselves the studio for the director. Your actions show me that's a lie.
Oof. By the way, I've just seen WBD's marketing or their market, and it's
Yeah.
gone down in stock. It's
Yeah.
now worth $9.57.
I haven't seen it pick up like long time at all.
It hasn't picked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the marketing for Warner Brothers Discovery.
Yeah.
Crazy. I know,
Yeah.
right? So,
It's just falling apart.
Warner Brothers have been messing up big time.
And Tevia, the game is not technically, it's not dead. The Suicide
Who
Squad game is not dead. Who told anyone that told you that is lying, and it's just a
if you're
hater.
hearing this, like if you're hearing this from K-Wing or from Slick Moth, they're not really invested in the game. Don't listen to anything they say because they don't really know anything.
And by the way, the whole stupid, well, the Steam charts, the game is on other systems other than PC. And by the way,
No.
yes, exactly. I love the whole, it has less than 1,000 players for a day.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's really annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Steam
there are
charts
other
don't.
data. And by the way, most of the players that have played it have given it positive reviews.
Yes, it's still fun. It's fun when you're playing with friends.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing I still need to pick up on for this game. That they need to fix the flipping AI reviving system.
Oh, they need them to make it so they'll actually revive you in co-op, because they do it in single player. They just don't do it in co-op.
They don't do it in co-op now, which kind of sucks. But hey,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. So, Jared, we come to that point now at the end of the stream. It's time for gifting time.
Oh boy.
Guys, be prepared for the next batch of gifting memberships. And one of you lucky recipients will get a month of the Justice League members perk. So here we go. In 5, 4, 3,
Hey, what's up,
2,
Sil?
1. Yo, what's up, Sil? You like how that sounds?
Heck yeah. We're kind of going against the stereotype that Twitter likes to say that Snyder fans don't read
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah, we're basically what we're saying is Snyder fans do actually read comics. And we're reading
We
the
read a
comic that
lot of.
inspired it. The comic that basically inspired Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is the New 52.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff, guys. Hey, it's super chat from Sil.
Hey, Sil, thank you for the what's it called donation of $5. I appreciate you, brother. And I'm sorry you're locked out of your Twitter, man. I've been trying to
Yeah,
network
that
with
is
you.
BS, dude. Oh, I think is he just? Let me see. Oh yeah, it's still restricted. Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Yeah,
Yeah, it is. New 52 and with a smidgen of post crisis is basically the Snyderverse, which I'm fine because everything I put in there was all the stuff I loved about DC, except for Superman and Wonder Woman. That's the one part Zach let me down. It's not
Of
severe
course.
enough that I'm anti-Snyder. That's for sure. I still love it, but I'm like, you were this close.
This close. But yeah, so if you ever want to be a part of these panels, let me know, Sil, in the DMs. I'm following you on your alternate account. Just DM me on Twitter, and
And
we
I
can get you on.
I just followed you on your thing on your alternate
Yeah.
account.
So if you ever want to be a part of the panel where we talk about comics, me and Jared cover it every Wednesday. Naji, all you need to do is hit that join button. Hit that join button, and you'll be able to become a member on the channel.
Yeah, yeah. The way the gifts
Hold on,
work is they're random.
hold on, hold on. Let me screen share so I show you what you guys need to do.
Hmm.
We'll do Claudia. Thanks, Sil. Okay, so what you need to do is to go here. Can you screen share?
Oh yeah. I got you. Hang on. Let me bring my mouse over.
Is to
Oh
go
my gosh, it's Jared Inception.
screen share. It's
Oh yeah,
Inception.
yeah. I got you. Hang on. Let
All
me
right, so what you
bring
need
my
to do
mouse over.
is to
Oh
go
my gosh,
get rid
it's
of
Jared
the
Inception.
screen share thing. By the way, it's
Oh yeah,
Inception.
yeah.
The
I
Naji
got you. Hang on.
comment.
Let
All
me
right, so what
my
you need to do
mouse over.
Wanna
is to
Oh
go
my
pause
gosh,
get
the
rid
it's
of
Jared
the.
stream? Sharing.
Inception.
All right,
All right. Yeah. So just scroll down, and there's the join button.
what you need to do is click on this join button,
Hey guys, this
and
is
then
your
what
boy
you need to
Taladia
do,
Plays, and welcome to
if
the
you want to get a
members
gift,
only section.
you go to
This is where
three
you
dots,
guys.
gift settings, and make sure you allow gifts. Oh my God, no.
Yeah, I know the Jared Inception.
Hey guys, this
And
is your boy
yeah,
Taladia
there's three
Plays, and
tiers:
welcome to the
99
members
cents,
only section.
2.99,
This is where
and
you guys.
4.99 for being a member. So that is how you become a member. It's not that difficult. It's an easy thing to do. And yes, Sil, I appreciate you being here, supporting my channel, sending me stuff, and so hopefully you get your account back because I really want to do some collabs with you,
Hell
you
yeah,
know,
me too, brother. Me too.
and Jared as well, because Jared always think. But we've hit that hour mark. We've covered comics. We've talked about WBD sale. We've talked about Snyderverse in IMAX. Let's hope that happens. We even talked about the animation, the Batman Beyond movie. Is that Jared? Let them know what you're coming up on your channel.
All right, well, I just released my most recent commentary video, which was exposing the problems of the DCAU/Timverse, and it's doing very well, I might say. I also have currently the latest episode of Justice League Rewatch, where Nick and I discuss the Attack of the Clones episode, basically called Panic in the Sky. And this week on Under Two Capes, we're going to be discussing the ZSJL and IMAX and what this could mean for the movement. It's going to be a lot of stuff that I already said here, but you'll also hear from Nick and Jay Heat and Taladia and the boys. And for movie night, we're going to have Sam Liu back on again to talk about Justice League versus the why did I say Justice League? It's Suicide Squad Hell to Pay.
Yes. It's Randall says it's funny how Lois and Clark keeps pushing.
It's pushing the mainstream, but their audience is shrinking. I know, I know, because here's the problem. Here's what you have to understand about comic book fans. A lot of them, a portion of them, the vocal ones are lazy because what happens is they promote this stuff on comics and say it has to be this way, it has to be this way, this is the way DC should be. Then they don't buy the books. They pirate them. And then they're wondering why DC is like collapsing. That's why they always say sales don't matter. Oh, and Tavia, the show is good. I'll give you that. The show is good.
Show?
It's sad because of James Gunn. We're not getting another season of that after this one.
I mean, we got flipping super doomed in the show.
Well, well, Bizarro doomed, but still that counts.
It still counts. Yes. Ruth says, "Great stream, gentlemen. As always, thank you for being awesome, and everyone in the chat too. Thank you, Ruth,
course.
for being here. Is there anything else you want to add to your upcoming stuff?"
Oh yeah, this week on Super Wonder Legacy, Britt and I will be doing a debate with Jay Heat. So there you go. That's gonna be really fun.
Oh, oh boy, that's gonna be juicy. As for
Oh boy.
as for me, I've got the video ready for talking about why we did not kill the Justice League, the real Justice League in Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League. It was part of our podcast called Into the Multiverse, which you guys should check out. Which is on let me just post it in the chat for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Into the Multiverse. Ignore the inside stuff, but it's still the same channel. And we do have a link to the Discord server if you want to be a part of that. So, but yeah, I've also got my collab with Jay Heat. We're gonna stream together over the weekend. We're gonna be talking about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and the final DLC, Goku's End Journey, or something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but it's gonna be great. And also myself and like Jared said, we'll be on UTC. We're talking stuff with him, and maybe I'll be on MME this week. You never know. So that being said, Jared, you get the final say as always to make the outro look cool.
If only I knew what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, Lois Lane is Lois Lame. See you later.
All right, see you later, guys. Peace.